I just realized what was happening. How can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? Can you all hear me? I'm just gonna check check everything. Okay, let me look at my stream settings for a second. That's good. I will be there in a second. I'm just gonna check all my settings are correct and everything's going just fine. Stream health, everything's healthy. Yeah, I'm spinning, guys. Save me. I'm spinning. I'm gonna throw up if I keep spinning like this. Yeah, I spin around. It's too much for me. Right, 1 second. I'm gonna do some final checkups and then I will be there. I need to pour some water too. Oh, that's a heavy jar of water. There we go. There we go. Alright, you ready for the sip? Ooh, it's a good sip. Right, today has been a day of editing. And yeah, it takes its toll. We're getting so close to finishing this video. It's taken far too long. I need to profusely apologize to everyone for how long it takes me to make this one video that I shouldn't have spent this long on, but you know. What can you do? I'm almost there. Right, first things first. I'm gonna do some housekeeping here. Wait 1 moment. Alright, I just need to pin this in the chat. But my thing's being funny, so I need to reopen the stream separately. Brilliant. And now it's being slow. Wait a minute, let me... Oop, oh, okay. Now it's coming through. Yep, it's coming through now. Alright. Well, I can't see my own post. What happened to my post? God damn it. I'm never going to clean my room, guys. I will never do it. Don't pretend like I should. Don't pretend like your rooms are clean. They're not. I know they're not. I've seen them. Alright. Is it going to let me send this thing in chat or not? I'm trying to send a thing in chat, but it's being funny about it. Did I accidentally mute myself? One moment. Alright. Oh, fucking hell. Doesn't look like you can see my things in the chat that I just posted. Which is annoying. I don't know if I've accidentally... I try to pin it, but then, like, in the live stream panel, it won't let me do it. I don't know why. God damn it. Alright, I'll try this one more time. Post it. Let me pin it. Let me pin it. Let me pin... Why would it let me pin my own post? Oh my god. YouTube, why? Why are you doing this to me? I can pin that. Why can't I pin my post? God damn it. Alright, well, I guess I gotta give up on that one. 1 second. Alright, let me reveal the face for a second, why not? Boop, boop, boop. There we go. There we go. I don't know if you heard last time, but I cut all my hair off last week. It'll grow back by the time I make the next video. It was getting unruly. My hair's like really thick, and it gets really unruly at the back, and I've been cutting it myself, so it's been like a difficult journey. It kind of had like leveled out a bit. It sort of started to come into shape, but I thought, nah, I'm gonna start from ground from the beginning again, and just get rid of that. So yeah, I was just trying to post a link to the Patreon post that I made recently about part 3 of ARMS. So out of the video I'm making now, I've released it in parts on Patreon to $3 and up, I think. Yeah, basically just like it's pretty much done. Like these are like pretty much done. There's very little to change in them, if anything. Part 1, part 2, part 3, and then there's one final part to do. So those parts are like 13, 15, 18 minutes long. The final part's going to be 21, I think. So in total, this video is going to be an hour and 10 minutes, give or take. I mean, it's good. It's good to cut the hair from time to time. But yeah, I'm just having a fresh start. Yeah, but for whatever reason, Thingy's not letting me post my own thing, and I don't know why. Sometimes it gets funny. Like, why can't I post? I want to post my thing. Why can't he let me post my thing? I don't know. It's sometimes annoying like that. Not really sure what to do about it, to be honest. All right. What I'm gonna try and do, I'll see if it'll let me post my my Twitter. I'll pin it on Twitter or something. Oh, Cat is here. You coming in? You coming in? Cat, don't look directly into the light, you'll burn your eyes. There we go. You coming up? Coming up? There we go. There we go. Say hello to everyone, alright? There we go, Cat. Here we are. Copy. Put that one as my pinned tweet. Alright. Paste. Hopefully people can see that. Tell me if you can see what I just posted in the chat. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Now I need to figure a way of like actually pinning it, so give me a second. This is very expertise to me right here. This is pro gaming right here. Pro me gaming the system. God damn it. Can't even see my... Why can't I see my posts? It's not showing up. Wait, maybe if I post it here? Paste it. Then will it let me... Why can't I... What is happening? Why can't I do anything I want to do? It's not letting me do my thing. Typical streaming. Wait, is Cat in camera? Oh, god damn it. God damn it, Cat. Alright, let's adjust the camera a bit. There we go. And I shall back. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Now we're both in shot, I think. Oh. I'll go back a bit more. I'll go back a bit here. No, and maybe I'm gonna adjust the camera a little bit more. Maybe up it a little bit, because I seem to be chopping up the top of my head. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Good. She'll only stay on camera for like 5 minutes. This is what she does. As soon as I'm doing something like this, she makes her appearance, and then she disappears. But I think we're good for now. Right. I may have to give up on trying to do the thing I want to do. Oh, wait, no, here it is. I can see it now. For some reason I can... Oh, wait, I can see it, but I don't know if anyone else can see it. Ugh. Okay. This happens sometimes. Can anyone see the post I put in the thing? Yeah, don't let your cat go off wandering for too long if she doesn't like... Well, they don't do that often. Yeah. Is that... The problem is, right, so I'm in the streamer thingy, and, like, I can like, do the thingamajig for everyone else's posts, but my own. Which is really annoying. So, I posted a link to my Twitter, and it will not let me do anything with it. So no one can see the post either. That's really annoying. I don't really... Sometimes it gets funny. Alright, screw it. I guess I can't do it. Well, that's great. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna have to give up on that one, which is, you know, good fun. I'm trying to think of the best way of doing that. I mean, I guess you could just go on the Patreon post or on Twitter and see. So let's just get back to the chat then. For now, let me check everything. Okay. Well, if you lick your toes, actually does. I'm gonna get my water, and I'm gonna try and calm down for a second. Just chill out. Chill out. That's my key to the day. Chill out. I can only see you and the cat go. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Alright, so what I was saying is that, yeah, on my Patreon now, I probably linked it on the Twitter, link to it wherever I put links. But yeah, there'll be a link to the first 3 parts. Yeah, the first 3 parts of this video. 1 part to go, and then I'll eventually release it, hopefully in the next week. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully in the next week I can actually finish it. It's been a couple days in. Yesterday I was unfortunate because the night before I had recorded 2 takes for the final thing. It took me about an hour, give or take, to do those 2 takes for the final, like, chunk of the script. And what basically happened was the first take was okay-ish, but, like, it was a lot of me fumbling through it. And then the second tape, I guess, however I'd said it, it was just a little bit too quiet. I had done some adjustments to it, but I didn't like how it sounded. So it was a little bit too quiet, and I sounded absolutely shredded. I don't know if that's the right word. I just sounded exhausted. I really didn't. I went through the script the first time, and I was just so tired, and I was just like, I don't want to go through this again. I was like, I need to do another take, and I did it, and I was just like, God Almighty, do I sound dead inside? So I came to the conclusion, like, this second take is barely usable. So yesterday what I had to do was just completely record the whole thing, which is great. You know, just more time setting up, more time doing that. So I re-recorded the last, like, section of the thing. It took me, I don't know, I think the recording was 25 or something like that. 25, 28 minutes. But the take was a lot better, so I had to then spend the rest of that day cleaning it up, adjusting it, because I had already started, like, editing and adjusting the other 2, but I just realized it's going to take me a lot long. It would literally be quicker. Well, that was my theory, that it would be quicker to literally re-record it than trying to edit this, like, try and just get through editing it in the state it was in. So yeah, I re-recorded it, re-edited it, shoved it in a timeline with the other live action stuff, recombobulated that, and I've been doing some editing today and looking for clips, and yeah, it's just it's tiring, is what it is. I can never focus very well, and there's just so much to find and clip. But, you know, I've been making it for a minute or so far, of, like, the pure editing stuff. There's still, like, a good 10 minutes of, like, the live action stuff in there. Not on camera. So yeah, that's how it's been. Anyway, let me just check the chat to see if people are screaming at me for some reason. How's it going, Jade, if you're still here? I don't know how to say that name. Abhijit? Abhijit? We're doing okay today. Apparently it's quite late over there, so maybe go to bed. How's it going, Ego? We can hear me, that's good. It's good to know everyone can hear me. What are we going to talk about? I don't know, life. I don't know, I'm just here to sort of rant and rave about editing. I guess that's my main thing. It's just trying to get stuff done. I'm doing my best I can, but I need to be better focused, I suppose. I have, like, a little list there. Maybe I need to do the next section of like, stuff. I've been, like, going through, I think the section I'm on is on Mao Yu, I think that's how you say it. It's like Demon Lord or something along those lines. Demon King. You know, it was like a light novel adaptation, I guess manga too. It was like a web novel. It was once a web novel. It's kind of like a play off Dragon Quest, sort of the end of the first Dragon Quest, where the, I guess, Demon or Dragon Lord, Dragon King, whatever you want to call them, he offers you half the world if you join him, And I guess the hypothesis of the show is sort of like, what if you took it and it was more complicated, and there was lots of stuff to figure out about war and politics or some shit. Yeah, so I've been just skimming through there and collecting clips and hoping that the clips I've got are enough to like fill the timeline basically, and that they're relevant. That's what I did. I might need to get some for the manga too. But this is just the process, is finding all the correct things. When you're talking about TV shows, there's a lot more to get, and the issue for mine, this is probably something where I should do an update or something, but NKVs, or like the encoded NKV files I have, they usually just don't work in my timeline, so I have to export them as a separate thing, so they'll actually like work. Maybe some of the later versions of Adobe fix that, but that involves like upgrading my system, which I'll probably have to do at some time. Anyway, but yeah, that's just one of those technical things, like going through, and clipping the little parts that I think are going to be relevant, opposed to just throwing in 13 or 12 episodes into a timeline and slowing it down. What are you doing? You gonna go to bed now? Those are my editing words, I guess. I'm hoping to. I'm optimistic for future projects, I guess. I feel like I have more direction for the ones that are coming after. And I'll try and do some fun things. I hope people like this one, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it yet. I'm curious how the reaction will be. Alright, now where are we at? Do I speak any other languages? No. Not really. I'm always on and off on that Japanese stuff because of what I do for a job, but I can never focus long enough to actually get. I should really crack down it. Maybe after this video, I'll try and get back into it again. I learn bits and pieces. I can read some stuff, but I need a lot of work. I need to like have a, that's what I need in life, is like a dedicated schedule, like a time block thing for my everyday to like keep me going, like a schedule I can follow to the T, that sort of thing. Yeah, and that would be good to have for this sort of stuff too. Maybe I'll find something that works. One of my friends has got like what do you call it? He's doing like tutoring, like he's doing an online study where they like have a class and they all go on Zoom or whatever, and they do like weekly lessons and they have homework and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it sounds like it's helping him, so I don't know if I'll ever get to that, but I don't know. It's worth thinking about in the future, I guess. Hair is getting better than from the last. I mean, last live stream it was still pretty freshly cut. I think I'd cut it that day. Am I going to watch Singular Point Godzilla on Netflix? I don't have Netflix, so I cannot watch it. Maybe I'll watch it sometime. That's the Studio Orange one, isn't it? I mean, I'd rather watch other Godzilla stuff to be frank, but I mean, it's probably fine. It looks cool. Oh, how's it going, Paul? Go binge some videos, yeah. Keep up with the videos. Rage man, rage. Yeah. Life is rage, The cat's name is Squeak. Because she's very loud, if you couldn't tell. I mean, she's been quiet now, but she is most of the time very loud. She like always she interferes in every recording I ever do ever. Like there isn't a recording I do where I don't have to like stop for like a minute or two because she's like screaming. Like and I think she does it purposely because she can hear me talking, so she like comes to find me and then she'll just start screaming. Like I'm having a conversation with her and she doesn't know it. So she'll walk into a room like, hello, are you trying to find me? I'm here now. I'm speaking to you. Do you hear me? Do you understand that I'm here in front of you? Where are you? I can't see. I am blind. Why? Where have you gone? And then I have to go over and pat her on the head or something to make sure she doesn't like start screaming like she's lost. That's the thing that she does nowadays. She's getting really old. She used to just like meow, but now she sort of like starts to panic meow. Shouldn't really laugh about it, but she does this from time to time where it feels like she's like, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. Where are people? And I have to go over and be like, we're here. Stop it. Just stop making noise. You don't need to be so loud. SJDW. I don't know if the Gundam. I know they have apparently some Gundam movies on Netflix. I don't know if they had the original show. I watched the Gundam movie trilogy back a while ago. It's a good way to start. Although from what I've seen, I've watched like most of the original television show as well. I think the original television show is like the ideal way to watch it, I would say, because there's just so much more happening and the breadth of the story. Like if you watch the movie, you may get an impression about like what Gundam is trying to say, which is quite different from what the show is trying to say. I think it's easier to take the sort of like a very strict, very basic anti-war message somewhat from the movie, but then when you watch the television series, you're like, oh no, that's not exactly what Gundam is about. It's definitely more about like the ever, what will be the term? Just like the infinite loop of imperialism. Like I don't think there's any sentiment of like anti-war within that Gundam show. Maybe a smidge of it at times, but nah. But yeah, whatever they've got on Netflix, give it a go. I mean, if you, ideally, you got to get your foot in the door first, and like watching a 39 episode show might be a bit much. So, if you can find any movie on there that looks interesting to you, go check it out. Why not? Even if it's like some of the other stuff. I mean, halfway, what's it called? The new one just came out recently, but you probably want to have some pre-knowledge before watching that one, really. It's kind of based around Shah's counterattack, so you probably want to know a little bit about the Universal Century before trying it, I reckon. How's it going, Mark? When do I usually do my arting? What do you mean? Um, you'll have to be a bit more specific. Like, where do I put art? I mean, if I post anything, it's usually on Twitter. I don't know if I'll be doing much drawing today. Sometimes I do that on stream, but I don't know. With my wrist right now, it's probably I don't have anything to draw either. I do have a plan to maybe finish off one of my older drawings, but I need a reference shot. I need to do like a proper reference for it, so I need to actually do some posing to finish it up. I need to make sure it makes some corrections, or maybe you just look for some other like very in-depth referencing materials, but I can't be bothered to do that right now. So maybe at some time, maybe at some point, I'll have the final tools I need to finish it, but probably not today. How's it going, Lenny? Does I don't know. I don't watch the Monogatari, so I'm not exactly the person to make a video about it. Couldn't watch the series, but the movie. I mean, I don't know if it just wasn't available, but yeah, I'd say the series and the movies are like, the movie's like a condensed version of the show, and I think the first movie is really good. Though, like, yeah, you'll probably get more like story or more context from watching the show. But like the first movie is probably the least compromised of the three, I think. I feel for you. I've been making art, coloring, comic book times. Nice. Making my own self-studying 3D plus Spanish. Yeah, scheduling is probably important. I probably do need to get down on that scheduling stuff, but I'm really bad at it. What are my thoughts on an upcoming Hosoda film that I haven't seen? I have no thoughts on a film I have not seen. I'll probably watch it at some point. I hope it does well for Hosoda. That's my thoughts. Good luck. That's the only thought I have for Hosoda. The first three are sub. The first three what? The first three movies? I mean, they did dub those movies, so there should be a dub going around somewhere. The old style hurt my eyes. Grow up. Come on. Hurting your eyes. What the fuck are you on about? Gundam still looks the same. I mean, yeah, they've sort of added layers of like glaze on top of it. But, not much. It hasn't changed a huge amount. They've kind of kept that consistent aesthetic. At least the mainline ones. Though I guess there's some minor adjustments. Like the latest one has a slightly different character designer. How's it going, Alexander? Have I considered going on the Pizza Party podcast? I don't really know what that is. I've never seen it. I mean, if someone invites me onto a podcast, I would probably say yes, unless they were like, I don't know, Hitler or something. Then yeah, I'd probably go on a podcast if I'm invited. Like I'm not out here like spending my time like sending emails to people being like, "Can I go on your podcast?" I don't have time for that shit. Like if someone wants to have me on their podcast, they can send me a message and I'll respond in due time. And I don't mind. Like I can spare an hour here and there, so I wouldn't be against going on anyone's podcast really. Drawing streams. Oh, what do I? Oh, what do you mean prior drawing streams? I mean, they're kind of together, aren't they? Because like I stream and draw on the same thing, but like all the archives for my streams, so live action, I mean they kind of mix together, right? But like any of my stream stuff, that all goes on an archive for the Patreon, so any tier can have it. But like yeah, there's just like a huge. I need to update the playlist a little bit, but I need to yeah, I keep a playlist and I make sure to have or attempt to have every stream I do in that playlist, which I give to the people who patron. That's where they all go. Where were we at? Do I have a Mel? I mean, there is like a Mel somewhere, but I don't keep it up to date, so I don't share it. I did a stream a while ago. This is probably like a year ago now, maybe 2 years. God knows how long. I did like a stream a while ago where like I said to one of my patrons that I would like update my Mel, and I did that for like 2 hours, and it was just the worst experience. Oh, I hated doing it. It was like constant like brain fuzz, trying to figure out how to even use that site. It's not finding stuff on there's not very user friendly, and like adding stuff is just awkward too. And I've had a Mal account since I was like 16, but like I just hate using it. Yeah, I can't be bothered with that stuff. I'll just remember what I've watched, maybe if I'm lucky. I don't need to do like a big old list. I don't think it matters too much. Like when I make a recommendation or there's something I watch that I feel is important enough, I'll usually make a video about it. So like yeah, my videos are my archive of what I've watched. I'll actually go on Twitter and follow you there to see what I've been missing. Yeah, I mean, if I draw anything, I usually put it on Twitter. Usually that's where I'd put it. I watched the firsty Macross series, so maybe I can watch the first Gundam series too. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's only a couple years between them, but I think the first Gundam series, all things considered, is a pretty well put together show. I think the issues come in later, where they certainly had production stuff. There was, I believe, like their animation director was like in hospitalized at some point. But yeah, I think for a show when it came out, like yeah, they do pretty well. I mean, you could say that there's definitely like an upscale when it comes to like Sata and all the shows afterwards because then it was a brand. I mean, yeah, if you can watch the Macross series, you can watch Gundam. Is there any new updates on the upcoming Miyazaki movie? Like another 3 years, I think. I think that's the last thing I heard. It's gonna take a really long time. Yeah, I mean, I can't be bothered to keep any account like that up to date. That's just too much time. Thanks, Ninja Kitty. I hope you enjoy the stuff, and that would be cool. Yeah, keep it up. Plenty of videos to check out. Have a look if you want. But yeah, appreciate seeing you here. Would I ever make a video on Belladonna of Sadness? I've thought about it in the past. I can't make a video on an unfinished movie that I don't know anything about. So like Satoshi Kon, you know, his unfinished movie, like we know about the same as everyone else. What I said about his movie was in my video. Like that's as much as I think there's out there. There's very little extra. There's a documentary. Ooh. Okay. You leaving now? Um, what was I saying? Yeah, so there's a documentary coming out soon about Satoshi Kon's like career, and I think there's supposed to be some clips from the unfinished movie, because allegedly they did like they had done about a third of it like drawn. If it was colored, I doubt it was colored, but you know they had the frames. Maybe they have a couple of sequences for like preview, but yeah, there was a good portion of it like together that they could show off if they put all the extra bits in. And I think that's the idea behind the film, that they want to show a couple clips. I don't know if we'll ever see what was made of it, because they're not going to finish the entire unfinished thing, because and I think they think it's like a lost errand to try and complete a movie where like the director knew way more than everyone else did about the production and where it should go. So yeah, it's probably going to be left as an unfinished film for forever. Um, but I don't imagine that documentary is going to have enough information in it for to actually make like a full video on the topic. I just don't think there's enough there, not enough meat for something that isn't like 5 minutes long. And when it comes to Belladonna of Sadness, I do really like Belladonna of Sadness. I've wondered about making like an Annie Rama trilogy video, but I don't know. It's it's a difficult sell. I don't know how I'd like put that out there. I'm not against the idea. I've always liked the concept of doing one, and I'd have to do all three of them together. But yeah, I just don't know how I'd I guess I don't know how I'd market it or how I'd make it. But yeah, never say never. I guess maybe one day. Overcoming burnout, eh? Um, I think that's a really difficult one for most people, because you need to like rest. You if you're burned out, you know what is burnout, right? It's usually from being overwhelmed by doing too much. You kind of need to back away for a bit. Like there's only so much you can do. Like you can't come out of burnout and suddenly expect to like be fine the next day. Usually it might take a little bit of time to recover, repair, and you're gonna need some distance. And you're gonna have to do something else, I guess, for a bit. It's like being sick, you know. You gotta take care of yourself. I don't know if I have anything like really specific to say about it. You can only take it like day by day. Well, yeah, I mean, Murayama said that he wanted to finish the film, but his latest quotes have been that he wanted to just remake the film. In that, like, he wanted a new director and them to just do it from scratch with the same, like, concept and vision, because he didn't think it would be possible. Really, he just doesn't think it's a smart idea to try and finish someone else's film in that way. Like, it would cease to be Kon's film. So I think it's more to him the spirit of the piece that he wants to preserve. But yeah, I don't know. Like, unfortunately, Murayama's getting on a bit. I don't know if he'll ever be able to put that together in the time he has left. Thanks, Cameron. One of my thoughts on Cat Soup. It was a pretty cool film. I watched it. It was quite a while ago. I watched it though, so I don't really have any like deep thoughts about Cat Soup. I mean, Cat Soup is a fun watch. It's kind of weird, a little avant-garde, very cute, sort of, yeah, and it has its own unique style. So I appreciate it. I don't know if I would ever have enough to make a video about it, but it's a cool like short film. Finish the unfinishing. Yeah, there you go. Oh, to be fair, cutting cutting my hair like this, it's kind of more just an end. What would you call it? Just like a necessary thing to do. You know, it's just evening out my hair. And I know it grows back fast enough. I'm not really huge on like really short cut hair. It's not really my favorite thing, but you know, it gets the job done. And I again, like in a week or two, it'll be back in its own way. It'll be mostly there. So I'm not really too bothered. By the time I make my next video, I'll have most of my hair. You know, I'll have enough hair back that it will look as it usually does. Is it me or do older shows break the 180 rule quite often? Does it really matter though? Well, I think the problem is that you take the 180 rule too seriously. That's like Hollywood American stuff. Like, you know, I don't think Japan like cares about the 180 rule. Like, I think that's more of a yeah an American school kind of idea, and I don't think that you need to follow the 180 rule anyway. Uh, I think I only ever heard of the 180 rule because of Paprika, because they bring that up in that film, and that's because you know Con likes American films, so he knows that stuff. But I don't think it's really I don't think you need to follow like rules in cinema are made to be broken. Like why bother you know if you want a character to be like lower or like higher to say something in the scene, if you want the character to come from a different angle of the screen, you can't have a 180 rule. I mean, I guess that's when they say it's usually about talking, but that's kind of the most boring way to shoot something is to have a person here, then the person reflected again on the other side in the exact same position. That's a very rudimentary way of doing it. I think there are plenty of ways you can shoot a scene which doesn't involve doing it that way. Why even shoot between them to begin with? You can't you just have them both in one shot? You know, that kind of thing. Be more creative. Like Berserk, I guess. Yeah, I imagine we're talking about unfinished things. I don't know if they know what they want to do about it. Maybe his assistants might have more of an idea because they might have seen his game plan or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like it's up to the estate, like his family, to decide if they want to continue it or not. I don't think Arno will retire. Isn't it? Mr. D. All right, let's call him Mr. D. Yeah, I don't think Mr. D will retire. Sorry, I don't think Arno would retire because he's not said anything about retiring. He'll stop making movies when he wants to, but I don't think he's ever even brought it up because he's already got two movies on the platter, right? He's doing a Kamen Rider. He's got Ultraman still coming out soon, and I believe there's another project that's supposed to be in the works as well, but which people have alluded to might be something to do with Nausicaa. So that's three productions. I think he'll just keep doing and probably just make what he wants to make, which might not be anime films. It might just be whatever he's feeling. It might be more tokusatsu. It's just whatever he's feeling. You know, he's in that position now, like a legacy position. He can make whatever he wants. It's fine, and I think he should be allowed to do that. Thank you, AC, for the kind words. Can I give you my top three anime movies? No, I can't give you them. Well, I think again, Cameron, like you probably shouldn't follow the rules regardless. I mean, you can do if you want to, like if you want to follow that 180 rule, but that's a very like again, it's a very American cinema thing. I wouldn't be. I'm not really too bothered about it. I mean, in animation, you can do whatever you want. Anyway, like the rules, like it's usually the reason you'd want to do that is because it's just like it's just like smooth transfer. If one person here, one person there, smooth transfer between them, so they look like they're looking at each other. Like it's like if you're staring in someone else's eyes, it's like that fixed point. But yeah, but know why you're doing it. That's always the key to like a trick like that. Know why you're doing it or why you're not doing it. Like say for example, right? If you want a scene to feel a bit disjointed, you might want to intentionally not follow the 180 rule because, like I said, the 180 is kind of like, here's my eyes, here I'm looking at you, I'm looking at the camera, you're looking at me. But if you didn't want the scene to feel like that natural flip between them, you might want to move the other person. You might want not to be in the eye line and make it feel weird. Like the transfer between these two people doesn't feel seamless. Like so just know why you're doing something. I mean, most directors are probably in Japan are probably going to work until they can't work no more. That's how it's going to be, and I think Arno has earned the right to continue making whatever he wants for the next 20 years, 30 years, however long he wants to keep going. Maybe at some point he'll like decide like, nah, I'm done. But until then, that's his right. I have not seen the Hathaway film because I would like to watch Shah's counterattack and Sata and Double Sata first. I want to go through the lineage a little bit more. I want to have a bit more backing on it. I mean, it looks cool. I'm happy to watch it at some point, but I have not really had the time to even watch it right now because I've been editing. So that's a no go from me. But yeah, I'll probably watch it at some point. Honestly, it would be nicer to watch it if I get. I'd be thinking about this for a little while. I might get like at some point I might get a new projector, just because the one I currently have, like I don't have a TV in my room. It went bust like a long time ago. So like what I usually do is I have a projector that I like connect to stuff, but it's getting on a bit. It's quite loud and it's a little bit old now, and it's got like a burn spot on it, which is kind of annoying. So I don't know if it continues to get worse. At some point, I might just replace it and try and get something that's like a little bit nicer. I don't know. Well, I'm no projector expert. Maybe I'll try and get one that's a bit quieter. I don't know. That might be nice, but I don't know. It's quite fun to watch a movie with the projector in front of you and little surround while your speakers going. It's fun. Um, but yeah, we'll see about that. Maybe I'll go around my. I got a friend who's got he had a nice setup. I don't know if he's still got one in his new place, but maybe if I can actually go around to his house, I'd watch it with him because that might be fun. I think it would be it would be a better time to like sit down and watch a new Gundam film with friends. If I could watch it in the cinema, that'd be great, but I don't think that's happening. Um, Mr. D, I don't think live action adaptations tend to do much of anything to the original source material. Very rarely, right? Does a live action one have what will be the term? Like a live action adaptation of an anime usually doesn't have legs. I guess that's how I would put it. Like they've been happening for a really long time, but like if I was to ask the chat, right, do you think the live action Fist of the North Star movie affected the reputation of Fist of the North Star? Well, most of you might go, well, what's Fist of the North Star to start with? The second people will probably say, I've actually never seen the movie, I don't know. That's how it goes, right? If there is a bad adaptation of something, it tends to like fall to the wayside. That's generally how this goes in terms of like there's 3 or 4 different King Kong movies, but people really only remember like 2 of them. Like most people aren't really thinking about the '70s King Kong film. Adaptations come and go all the time, but most of them don't like stay unless there's something to them, something about them that is worth remembering. Like you can say that about, how many live action films have there been for popular shows now? I guess there's like FMA, Mob Psycho, Runori Kenshin, Death Note has three of them at least. I don't know. I don't think any of those have really hurt the originals in any way. Sometimes a live action show can like spread the word or the awareness more. Like, say for example, an example I like to give is when they were doing the live action Ghost in the Shell film. Because it was co-funded by Manga Video in England, I actually got to go see a limited showing of the original animated film in cinemas, which is something that would have never happened otherwise, really, unless I was really lucky. So, I didn't watch the live action movie, but I did get to watch the original film in a theater, and that, like a real one, a proper theater as well, not like a small one, like an actual like big cinema, and it was cool. So like that was good. Yeah, I'm not really too bothered. Like, people, they'll keep making live action ones as long as they think they can make money out of them. I don't know. Most of them people don't remember, so. Live action homunculus adaptation. Huh. Didn't hear about that one. Well, yeah, like if you look at it financially, like they're not gonna hurt. In fact, if you think about, yeah, someone in the chat brought up Dragon Ball Evolution. Yeah, so Dragon Ball Evolution actually probably helped the franchise in a funny way because Dragon Ball Evolution made Toriyama like annoyed, and then because of that, he seemed to be more ready to go. He watched that film. He goes, "This sucks." So he went off and wrote like some drafts and some other bits. I think they started with like that special like Goku and friends meet again, and then afterwards he wrote Battle of Gods, and then like they kept making new Dragon Ball things, and they've been making tons of money, more than Evolution made. So I think in some ways Evolution sparked a revival of Dragon Ball more so than it did anything bad to it in terms of the franchise. So yeah, I don't really think they have any effect whatsoever. I mean, I'm not even saying that it's impossible to have good ones because there's definitely ones that people like. I'm a big fan of the Speed Racer film, Rikio, and I know people are quite fond of the Ronori Kenshin live actions. There's a funny City Hunter movie that was made with Jackie Chan. So like, there's a couple of them that are like, yeah, people remember them to some degree, and most people don't know, but like there are other ones where, say for example, like Old Boy. Old Boy is a manga adaptation, but most people know the movie over the manga. So yeah, it can go both ways. And yeah, Manav, yeah, it's carpal tunnel. I've had it for like a year now, give or take, or almost a year. I haven't talked to the doctor since December, but it's kind of like slowly gotten better. But like it has its weak moments. Now, like I'm not really in any pain on like a day-to-day basis, but I can kind of feel the strain from doing my tasks. Editing, writing, drawing. Like I can feel the strain after a while, and I have to sort of take a second. But most of the time it's fine as long as I keep wearing the cast and wear it at night. That's kind of the important one, is keeping it on at night, because if I don't, it gets really bad. Yeah, Rikio is such a fun film to watch. I've never read the original like manga, but from what I can see from my manual, it seems like another kind of like Fist of the North Star esque manga that was allegedly very big in China. It is. I know they've made a couple anime versions of it, but honestly, I would rather watch the live action one. The anime OVAs don't really interest me because there is something about Rikio's just absolute insanity in live action, which I think is more fun. Yeah, I've heard Renori Kenshin ones are pretty good for what they are. Manav, there's nothing much I can do about it. The carpal tunnel happened, and I'm stuck with it. And I think there has been slow. I think it's slowly gotten better, but it's baby steps. I mean, I bought a new tablet, which is here. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. Well, I'll move it. It's bigger, and I can use more of my shoulder and wrist. Not my wrist, sorry. Elbow and shoulder. And because, yeah, when I'm drawing, I'm using more elbow and shoulder. It's less of a strain on my wrist, so I can draw more. It's better for it. I would have I guess ideally you could have went. I could have went even bigger, got an even bigger tablet, but I don't have the space for it. But yeah, that certainly helps. And I bought a newer mouse. It's a bit cheap. I cheaped out a bit, but I bought. It's because I'd already bought like another mouse beforehand, but I bought a newer mouse that's called I think they call it a sideways mouse, and it makes you. It's more like you use it a bit more like this, so you using again the rest of your wrist more. Well, not your wrist, the rest of your arm more than your than like yeah your left and right wrist motions. So that does help as well. That takes off. I noticed the difference between those two because I was in December. I was editing with my old mouse and it really hurt. It was really painful. But since I've been using the sideways mouse, like it's a lot less strain on me. I still have to be careful, but yeah, it's better. Looking swagger in the thumbnail. Yeah, it's a cool pick. What mic do I use? Um, well, I think it's a Shure 58. Shure 58. It's a pretty standard mic, but it's going through a golden age preamp. Yeah, there's an interface and it's going through a pretty good preamp. So I think that really ups it. Golden Age Mark II preamp, I think it's called. But I mean, I bought this mic because it's a classic live mic. It's probably not necessarily what they consider the best for like recording per se. Well, I mean like in a this sort of situation, but I think it suits my voice as well with the tone port. And I know it's a very sturdy mic that will last a long time. It's not one that's going to like fall apart. Like these are the things they use in all the live venues, and they get covered in beer bottles and lipstick and cigarette smoke, and they get thrown around a lot. So I know it's gonna go the distance, and it's gonna keep itself together. So that's why I bought it. Speed Racer's pretty underrated. It's a really stylish film. I think they don't get enough credit for how well it adapts, like how well it kind of adapts to source material in like Spirit. Cameron, these are always funny questions to get. Favorite piece of like manga book literature that I own? I have no idea. Who knows? I don't keep tabs. Um, trying to think. No, I don't know. It's been too long since I've looked through all my books to kind of like categorize such a thing. I wouldn't be able to tell you. Hmm. I don't own that many mangas either. I have a lot more anime than I have manga. I have a lot more comic books to be fair, but like it's usually because the way it goes with me buying like a manga or something is I will buy it with the idea that I might read it one day and then just don't read it. That's usually what happens. I'm really bad at keeping up with reading them. Um, Ideally, I'd like to read them outside in the sun, but I live in England. It's never sunny. I don't have back in the day I used to have like a good routine. Well, routine. I used to travel a lot, so like I would read stuff on the bus. So like I had a good way of like doing that. Nowadays that I don't travel much, so there's not really a time slot where I do much reading outside of maybe sometimes before bed, which I got into a good routine sometimes doing, but I haven't done that in a while. Maybe I should. Maybe I should start reading before bed again. But I haven't done that in a little bit. Russian literature. I don't think either I've got any, unfortunately. Do you have any recommendations for Russian literature? All right, but I say that, but I should give the clarification that I don't read well. For a man who has to spend a lot of time reading, I don't read very well. I'm like constantly swarm brain, so I struggle reading for any long periods of time or like even short periods of time, quite frankly. I really struggle to concentrate on that kind of thing, which is probably best why it's good for me to do it before I go to bed sometimes, because I'm in a more like tone. I'm ready to sort of decompress, and I'm sort of away from all like distractions. So yeah, like reading in bed can be quite good for me, but I usually fall asleep pretty fast. So but yeah, I like reading, but I'm just not very good at it, and I never have been. I probably haven't. I probably have some undiagnosed issue for it, because yeah, I really struggle to keep that focus. My inner voice is too loud. I can read comic books a lot better, but yeah, books I really have a hard time with. Yeah, some people do have difficulty reading while traveling. It depends what I'm traveling on as well. Like I'm not too bad. It depends. Like if it's like a coach, I sometimes find it harder to read on it. I start feeling sick. Bus, not so much because I guess I've read on enough. I've rode on enough buses that it doesn't really bother me as much. Car, again, not too bad. Uh, but yeah, I could see it being an issue for some. Have I seen Tomino's other stuff? I've seen a little bit of Tomino. I've seen Ghazi's Wing, and what else? Have I seen any other Tomino stuff? I've seen a little bit of Brain Powered, I think. I mean, the man did a lot of work. I mean, I've also seen bits and pieces of some of his work before Gundam. I've edited a lot of clips of that stuff, so. I mean, we don't have blackouts here. Proto. Sorry, Proto. Yeah, we don't really have many blackouts here. So yeah, I don't think I've. God, what was it? Yeah, we don't really have any proper blackouts here, so it doesn't really. It's not really like an issue for me to like worry about that. That I would have nothing else to do. Very rarely happens. I can't even think of the last time there was like a big blackout. I mean, yeah, I guess it would be useful. But if it's England, so like if there's a blackout here, it's probably dark, so it's gonna be hard to read because we don't have any lights. I'd have to like light some candles or something if I can find any. I have a couple actually, to be fair, but I think they're a bit past their prime. I need to buy some more candles. But yeah, like I don't know if it would be any use. Yeah, well, the thing is, Gabe, like when it comes to research and subtitles, it can be a bit different. Like sometimes it's easier to read in small bursts for me, and reading subtitles I'm okay with. I've been doing it long enough. Like I don't think it's a huge issue, but like I do prefer to watch things in like native tongue if I'm taking notes for obvious reasons. Though that's not ideal with everything I watch. But I don't think it's a different skill because reading something alongside another piece of media that you're focusing on to me is a different skill than like reading specifically just the pages of words. Um, and that's where some of the issue can come from for me. But yeah, even during research, I can struggle. So more so when reading books. But yeah, I think some of it depends as well how focused I am on the topic at hand. There's a thing I get into sometimes, which is like hyper focus, where like I've read books before and I've really like powered through them because I'm very focused on the topic at hand and I'm invested. And I don't know where the difference is, but like the difference I guess is that I'm really like, I don't know, I'm just really there, or I'm really pushing myself to be there. And I can't really get into that mindset on my own. It might just come from like how fascinated or like how much I'm into the material I'm reading. And sometimes the stuff I'm reading can be quite slow, so it's not all like sometimes. The biggest issue for me while researching is like me feeling like, why am I reading this? Where's the point? Where's the thing that actually would be useful to me? And when I'm going through the stuff that's like just not there, it becomes like a wave of words that don't make any sense. It's like I'm drowning in this like pool of stuff, and like I'm looking for a key, and like the key's falling down and into the abyss, and like every second the key's going further away, and I can't even figure out what I'm doing anymore. Sunny Boy is a series, TV series. Uh, I mean, it's just my bookshelf. When I'm recording it, my bookshelf is just full of whatever I own. I mean, from what I recall on my bookshelf, there's a copy of Princess Bride. I really enjoyed reading the Princess Bride. I read that in university, but have watched, like, I had the film from like a young age on like VHS. I really enjoyed reading the novel, and I was able to sort of push through like the struggling parts of reading it, and yeah, I had a really good time reading that. I was in it for most of it. I think I struggled a bit at the beginning, but yeah, after that, I found myself in. The format's yeah, it's interesting to see how the format changes because in the movie it's like a grandfather telling a child it, and that's probably a better story vehicle for a movie. But in the book, it's very specifically like editor's notes. Like they pretend it's like a fake translation of another book that's really old. Basically, they're kind of parodying the Three Musketeers because there's a lot of different variations of translations for the Three Musketeers because the unabridged version of the Three Musketeers has a lot of like political satire and extra baggage in it that would probably make sense in like French culture of the 18th century or whatever, but to most modern readers it's just complete like it's just garbled nonsense. Like they spend allegedly they spend like a lot of time talking about stuff at the palace and clothes or something like that, and they make reference to that in like the Princess Bride. That like there's a lot of stuff that has been like chopped out for clarity about that sort of stuff, and trying to give context about why it's been chopped out. But yeah, like the narrator is actually the translator editor of the piece, so those that can kind of like change how it's read. But like yeah, the story beats are quite similar, and they probably should be because the writer of the book also helped on the screenplay or wrote it, if I remember right. Yeah, the first episode of Sonny Boy had like a special preview watching on the Funimation channel, but I missed it. I only watched like a minute of it. I just saw it was happening, and I had like a little look through. But yeah, I kind of missed the whole thing. I think if I'm gonna watch it, I'll watch it later. I'll watch it when the series is out. I'm in no rush. I hope it does. I hope it does well because I'd like to eat my words about art like Madhouse being fucking dead. It would be nice to see that studio makes a resurgence of some kind of its individual talents who are left. I don't expect it to, but it'd be a nice surprise. Have I ever watched any World Masterpiece Theatre shows? I have. I've watched bits and pieces of a fair few. I have watched Conan. What do you call it? Conan. Future Boy Conan. I watched some of Future Boy Conan. I watched first chunk of Heidi. I've seen a bit of what's his name? Is it Marco or like 3,000 Leagues in Search of Mother? What else have I seen? I've seen Anne of Green Gables. Some of that. I've seen some of. Which other one have I seen? Was there another one? I'm trying to remember what's left. Yeah, I mean, I've seen bits and chunks of them. I've never finished one, but I think they're cool. Like, yeah, if I was going to talk about any of them, probably going to be Conan and Heidi. Those are the two I'd probably talk about. Gogol. Ava, I will check out Gogol. Gogol? I will check it out if I can. Thank you for the recommendation. Folklore sounds pretty good. I like my folklore. Also, I really do like Soviet cartoons. Thank you for the recommendation. I'm a big fan of Norenstein. And when I was in university, one of the people with us there, she was Russian, and she showed us a bunch of Soviet cartoons on YouTube. and we just we sat down and watched them. I've seen like Soviet Winnie the Pooh and stuff like that. I've seen some other stuff like what would it be? The Little Mermaid, the Russian version of Little Mermaid. It's about 30 minutes long. Some of Wild Swans, is it called? Is it Wild Swans? I think it's called Wild Swan or Wild Swans. Like when I think the narrative is her brothers are turned into swans or something like that. I've seen some of that one. I've seen bits and pieces all over. So yeah, Norstein is probably the most I'm familiar with. But yeah, there's a lot of I know there's like a Treasure Island version out there. Just like, yeah, there's a lot of just different Soviet cartoons, and I think yeah, it's really unique landscape. I was really interested in the idea of talking about Norenstein's final film. They released a movie about it recently. I missed it. There was like an online showing for it, and I missed it. I can't believe I did. I was gonna watch it. Like there's a preview to watch. It was called like In Search for the Turncoat or the Overcoat or something like that. But yeah, it was just like a documentary about him spending 30 plus years making this movie. I guess I got to wait until it comes out now, like the actual film. But it would be really good because I've made 3 videos now on like really like long productioned animations, I guess you could say. There's The King and the Mockingbird, Thief and the Cobbler, Redline technically, and that like the full production is 8 years, but the animation production's like 4 or like 7 years, 8 years, somewhere between those 2 points. So that's kind of long. But yeah, I think the Overcoat would be a great like finale to the more traditional like French ones and French and I think it would be a good follow up for like where I was with the Thief and the King ones. I think there's a different narrative there because the narrative is more like complete independence, and I think that's a really fascinating way to look at it because Norenstein's basically done it on his own with some assistance for the last 30 years on his own. No computers, no like backed like donors or whatever. It's all based off, and I think he's funded it through selling his DVDs of his shorts and books that he's made. He made a book about his like I actually have it, a book on like his life, and like yeah, selling just different things on his website, and probably going and doing talks for people at university. I think that's how he's kept it going and showing people how he does his process. But it's been a deeply, probably like the most like deeply dedicated man in the animation field to be fair, there was the person who passed away recently as well. Rest in rip. What was he known for? He was known for Sun and the White Mare, and he spent like a good couple of decades working on a production himself that came out maybe a decade ago. But yeah, I'm very I like my world animation, but I'm not as well knowledgeable in that area as much. It's easier when you focus on one country because obviously the history is easier to come by. But like I do like dipping my toe in other places from time to time. But yeah, thank you for the Ooh, you gave me one here. One called Legend of the Peruvian Indians. I'll have a look at it, Eva. Thank you very much for the recommendations. I really appreciate them. I will have a look at that one when I get the chance. It looks like it's only 6 minutes long. Somewhere between 6 and 16 minutes. I could probably make that work. Gabe, we are streaming. We are streaming. I don't know, associates maybe. I don't know what you call it. We stream, we talk. But I do not know people in the chat. The chat is the chat. I don't know if I don't know. I don't think I have anything to draw tonight. I don't know what I would draw. I haven't got anything off the top of my head. I've done most of the drawing I need to for this production. So there's nothing off the top of my head. If I draw anything tonight, it will just be shitposty. Like it will just be me messing around. I mean, if people really want me to draw, I could do a little bit before I go. I probably won't stay for too long because I have so much editing to do. But like, if someone wants me to draw something silly, they can always send me a super chat and I'll draw something stupid that they request. But I don't know. I haven't got any ideas off the top of my head. Madhouse really shines with experimental stuff, so it would be great to see what they do. Well, the thing is, Madhouse is not that studio anymore. Maybe like a decade or two ago when Murayama was there, but since he left, not really much experimentation coming out of not Arms, sorry, out of Madhouse. It's all basically just adaptations of popular mangas. That's pretty much what it's been since 2011-ish. Maybe some exceptions on the other way, like Death Parade, I think came out a couple years after. Though that was partially connected to some talent. 2012, I think. Yeah, wasn't a huge amount of originals coming out since. There's one creator they've had on board who they gave an original show to, in the place between the universes. It called. I know that's an original, and it came from someone who's been working at the studio a long time. But this is the first original we've seen since that one, I believe. So it's probably been 3-4 years. And it's got a lot of big names behind it. Watanabe's on music direction. You've got famous mangaka doing the character designs. You've got the director of One Punch Man at the forefront. You have some famous, I think, musicians on top of it. And Funimation is really making a push for it. I think they want it to be an international success really bad, which is probably why they were streaming it and trying to get hype around it. I think they really want it to do well all over, for whatever reason. I think they are thinking it that way, maybe because Funimation wants to pimp it out and be like, this is our show, this is we license it, we're behind some of the money behind this product, this is going to be something we can slap our name all over and get some good press or something. I don't know what they're doing there really, but I hope it does well, honestly. I really do. I think the director is a very talented guy. Someone who had worked on the production earlier on, or someone who's working on it, I should say. They told me that they were doing something with him this year. This was before they announced it. He couldn't give me much details, but he said that the director had been really encouraging and nice, and it was going really well. So I'm optimistic. Gabe, they still make World Masterpiece Theatre, right? I'm pretty sure they do, don't they? They still do that stuff. Well, more or less. Maybe with a different name, but they still kind of do those shows, yeah. By the way, how do I spend my time these days? Making videos. There's something quite like Takahata's World Masterpiece Theatre shows. Yeah, that's what Anne of Green Gables and Heidi. Yeah, I think they both definitely have a style of their own. I really appreciate them. I need to spend more time. I really wanted to finish Heidi, to be honest. I was really into watching it. It's just really slow burn. But I like the feeling. It's a really relaxed. Well, when I was watching it, it felt very relaxed. I think it's going to get maybe not so much as the story goes, but I should really sit down and actually finish the show. But that means I need to remember how many episodes I watched, and I don't. I guess I could start again and just try, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's easier when I have a video to do on it, because then I'm focused. Oh yeah, I don't have the yellow glass. Oh yeah, I usually have the yellow glasses on in videos. They're in the other room. I mean, right now I've got my screen glasses on because I have to edit in a bit, and I don't want to get a headache for not wearing my other glasses. If I put on my yellow glasses, I might get a bit more migraine-y because I've got 3 different lights in this room. Well, 4 different lights pointing around, and I don't even have my proper lights out really. But yeah, all the extra light and the screen is probably gonna it'll hurt my head if I spend too long looking at them or being around them. So I'm wearing my protective glasses right now, but they're in the other room. I could put them on later, I guess. How's the ARMS video coming along? I'm 3 parts through. I'm working on the final part now of the ARMS video. I would try to link a thing to the Patreon in chat, but for whatever reason, YouTube doesn't want me to link anything. As YouTube does, always looking behind, always trying to have my back and not help me. So yeah, the issue is the final part is 21, 22 minutes long, or it's going to be about that. So it's a lot to edit. we've already edited the first 3 parts, and that makes about 45 minutes. So I've edited 45 minutes, but I still have another 20-ish to go. Over 20, I guess. Like I said, by the end of this project, it might be an hour and 10. It's going to be somewhere between an hour and 5 and an hour and 10 in length. So it's a really long video. I probably only have like one other video on this channel that's longer than that. And that one was a lot less effort. Yeah, Cameron, I have not finished the Corone Devil Dog, Devil Lady one either, because, like I said it earlier in the stream, that was something I was thinking about finishing, but I need to literally shoot some references of myself doing some poses to, like, finish it up, because I need to do some corrections, and I need to draw, like, I want to change the hand so it's coming at the camera, so I need to draw, like, a close-up hand. I need to get the pose down, get in the position, have everything, you know, have the lighting ish, okay, I guess, bright enough lighting, camera shot, close-up hand, then I need to go back in and do some corrections, and then change the hand, and then I think it's done. So I don't know, I didn't prepare for that. Like, if I had already taken the shots, I might have done it tonight, but I haven't really touched it in a while, because yeah, I need to get some extra bits. Last time I was messing around with it, it was just me, like, scribbling on top of it and being like, I don't know what I'm doing with this, without, like, those references. So no, I haven't touched it in a long time, but I should really finish it at some point. It's been a very long time. Is it just me, or does Sunny Boy look like Beck? It looks like the mangaka's character designs. Sorry, what's the name of that person? I can find it. Let me find it. Sunny Boy. Who is... It's like a mangaka, right? The one who did, Stop Haribari-chan, is it? Stop Haribari-chan? Where's the name here? So the name is Hisashi Uguchi. That is the person that did the character designs, and he's a pretty famous... It's a pretty famous mangaka in Japan. Mitsu. I'm just what am I doing, Mitsu? Yeah, I'm brainwashing everyone, Mitsu. You know that. Everybody knows I'm brainwashing them. That's why they're here. They're here for the brainwashing service. I mean, also, Mr. D. To be fair, Beck was made at Madhouse, so I don't know. Maybe we've got recurring staff. Is it Martigin? Sorry, how do I say that? Marty. All right, Marty. Do I know Kenny? Yeah, I know Kenny a little bit. The problem is, Kenny's fine in a little bit. Like, you know, he does his thing and I do my thing. I mean, I'm impressed that Kenny can get the numbers he can by covering, like, the things that are as obscure as they are. But he's found a really good niche, and whatever magic he's doing behind the scenes seems to work, because his videos do really well. For something where, like, the stuff he covers, I wouldn't even know how to, like, get people to watch that shit. I'm like, how does he do it? So, like, I'll always admire it on that level. Though anytime we've ever talked in the past in the comments, we have just continuously bickered. So maybe he has the impression that I don't like him. I think he's fine. Kenny's fine. I don't have a problem with him. We're just very strongly opinionated lads, I suppose. We are maybe polar opposites in some ways. But I mean, good for him, I guess. I'll drink this one for him, like, to continued success on YouTube. Hopefully I can get there one day too. Yeah, I did see that Uzumaki had been postponed, but that's a good thing, Ava, I think, anyway. I mean, I guess it's sad that, like, it's not going to come out for a time, but I think the reason that animation is postponed, and for that long, is because they really want to make something great, and they really want to work on it. And COVID, I think, has really done a number on their production. I feel like there's a lot of international staff and internal staff, and COVID really messed with their schedule and getting things done. And I think that's just really the last thing I want to see them do, considering how high profile it seems to me at least. I mean, I think they're doing like 4 episodes, so this must be a very I think they have a really big team working on it by the seams of it. And they've got like Colin Stetson, and Colin Stetson is my man. I love Colin Stetson. That's the thing that I've always been the most interested about. But seeing that trailer where they showed off, I thought it looked great. I really liked it in motion, and I want them to have all the time in the world they need. I don't want them crunching. I don't want them hurting their artists. I don't want them releasing something they're not happy with. So to see that they pushed it back a year, to me, is very encouraging. And I hope that in the end we get something that's really great. I hope it's like its own thing, and that people can respect it on its own grounds. And yeah, I hope they work their way through. I think the guy who directs it is an MVP. He's great. I loved his prior stuff, and I wish him the best. I really do. That's what I'll say. So like, I guess on some level it's kind of sad we won't see it for the rest of the year, but you know, if it needs it, it needs it. So good luck to them. Specifically, Nippon Animation, that's continued World Master Theatre since the head of the studio, first and foremost. Also, they don't own Heidi anymore, so it's probably not part of World Master I mean, whenever I see Heidi mentioned, it's there, but obviously they don't own the rights to the book, so maybe they've lost like the licensing behind it. Like, Heidi never made it to England, so I only know it through like the rips and you know, the original folklore. In Germany, I know they remade the whole show in 3D, which is a bit weird, but you know, I guess that's how they've done their thing. I don't know if it's still in circulation. I hope one day that Heidi gets like a proper what do you call it, localization or whatever, licensing. I want it to get like a proper license because I think it deserves it. Oh, the German companies do. That's probably the ones that did the CG remake. Derby, yeah. Do I consider art subjective? Yes. Yes, art is subjective. Anyone that says otherwise is mighty suspicious to me. It sounds a bit like certain reasoning from certain groups that I won't mention. Cat, you want to come in? Oh, you want to leave so fast? Cat. Hey, baby. Alright, I'll let you out. But chill out, alright? Chill out. Oh, yeah, you know where I am, Cat? Come on. Come on. You coming back in or not? You coming in, Cat? Where are you? Alright, well, she's gone for now. Anyway, where were we? My thoughts of Mother's Basement. His video on Sonic sucked, and I made a big old thread about it, and he didn't comment on it or acknowledge it. So watch out, Jeff. Don't mess with Sonic fans. You coming in? You coming in, or you going in my room? You coming? Wait, I'll point the light away from you. I don't want to blind you. You coming in? I'll... Come on. Come on. Come on. You coming up? There we go. Sorry, chat. The cat's more important than you. What? Wait, you on camera? If you're gonna act funny, you might as well be on camera, right? Close that one. Yeah, you're on camera. Silly cat. There you go. out in the rain, have you? Wait a minute. Shall I move the camera? There we go. She's the star of the show now. This is her stream. Ask her questions. Kenny's magic is he's an outsider to how YouTube works. I don't know, I feel like he must know more than he lets on, because I've seen him talk about like Google AI software before. So I guess he knows something. But yeah, maybe he's just, yeah, he figures it out with his own magic. Well, he just got lucky, I guess. The thing about the YouTube lottery sometimes is that sometimes it just hits, right? You never know when. Don't worry about the corona artwork. Just take your time editing this video and your drawings. There's no rush. I've got to see you next. Alright. Have a good one, Cameron. I hope you have a nice day. A delay is a relief in many ways, because it lets us know that the folks behind the thing really care about it, and they're willing to put more money into the thing. Yeah, I mean, in a way, it might be more. I guess it's technically, well, it depends how. Yeah, I guess in a way it will be more money, but I think that's not really the factor. It's just more time. But like more time does cost more money. But yeah, I think the time aspect is like the most important part, because they could shove the same amount of money in it, but if the time was the same, it wouldn't make a difference. It's that they need that extra moment, which probably means that they need to keep paying those artists. Well, hopefully they're paying them. Keep paying those artists for longer, and then keep that studio running for longer, depending on how it's running. Like if it's in-house, it costs a lot more than it being freelance. But there's freelancers, there's in-house. But yeah, I think it probably is for the best. And Ava, you can see the cat now, can't you? She's here. She's on frame. She's calmed down now, so I'm just gonna give her a little pat. She gets a bit funny when she comes in. She's like that. Yeah, the trailer is and so it's because it's circular breathing. So yeah, we're talking about the trailer for Uzumaki. It uses Colin Stetson's music, and he has this thing. All right, let me teach you all about this, because I've been looking at interview clips with him today. So what Colin does is Colin has a gigantic saxophone, right, from 1908. This thing is 100 years plus old, and he plays it, and it's huge. It's like, it looks like a comically big sized thing. Like it looks like a prop. It's so big and probably heavy, right? And what he does is he does this circular breathing where he's continuously breathing, like, what do you say, I guess blowing into the mouthpiece while also cycling in air through his nose to create, yeah, so it's like a spinning thing, and so that's what creates the sort of weird spiral pattern in the music, where he's continuously doing one and the other, one and the other, one and the other, while holding this gigantic thing, and then he's messing with all the pedals and such, and then he's got a microphone on his throat, and it goes there, and so what's happening is he's breathing into the saxophone while exhaling out the air, and then at the same time his microphone on his neck is picking up his secondary sounds, and then he'll use that to create the sort of secondary scream noise. There'll be like a wah wah, so you'll hear like the cycling noise of the jazz instrumentation, right? But then you'll hear the wah 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 wah, which is literally coming from his neck. It's exuding from his weird throat mic. It's what, and he does it all at the same time. And if you watch him do it live, like he gets really red sometimes. Like he like, it's really hard. He's like exploding in a way. He's just, yeah, he gets red and sweaty, and he's like holding this giant thing, and it looks exhausting. Some of the newer ones I saw, he did one recently for what is it, cat? Are you playing with the bed? That's cat, that's your tail. Don't attack your tail. Don't look at me like that. Cat, that's your tail. She thinks her tail's a snake or something. You're so blind. You're still on camera, or do you run away? Oh, cat, don't attack me. What am I gonna do with you? Hey, I saw that. Don't try and kick me. not headbutt my chair. Cat, no! Cat, you're hurting your head. Stop it. Oh, poor baby. Right there. Right there. Right here. No. 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 You're not even trying anymore, are you? You tuckered yourself out, didn't you? God, I hope you didn't hit your head too hard. Silly cat. Don't fall off the bed, alright? Don't fall off the bed. Alright, sorry, where were we? Oh. That was a trick! It was a trick! You wanted the pen! She waited until my defences were down and jumped on the pen. Don't swallow it, cat. No, don't. Oh. She's crazy. Alright. Meow indeed, meow indeed. Have I seen Nadia the Blue Waters? I have it. I own it, yeah. I don't really have any strong opinions about it yet. I need to really sit down with it. There's something going around about a new Kojima game, something to do with Silent Hills, or something like that. You know what? It'll be Silent Hills by any other name though, because I doubt he's going back to Konami. So he'll probably just make Silent Hills, but not call it Silent Hill. That would be, if I was Kojima, that's what I would do to spite Konami. I would make Blylent Blills, or I would just call it Hills. That's really how I'd get him. I'd be like, this new game I'm making, PT Hills. Fuck you, Konami. Fuck you. That's what I would do. Just really spite them out. Just be like, we don't need your franchise. We don't need any of your stuff. We've got my name. We've got the concept. We don't need you. That's what I would say to them. When your cat believes it can provide better commentary. I mean, yeah, she kind of does. What have I watched from Shinya Tsukamoto? What have I watched? Let's have a look through his discography. Not his discography. I've seen Tetsuo Iron Man 1 and 2. And what else we got here? I don't think I've seen many of his other stuff, though. Me and my friends wanted to watch Snake of June at some point. I think I have a book on his career somewhere. I got off like a random website, like a PDF of like stuff about his what he did. I guess I don't know what you'd say. It's basically just like his life story, I think, but maybe it was a bit more. Maybe it was a bit more like analytical, but yeah, it was kind of like going through all his career hits and all that, going through all his stuff. I'm looking through. I never saw Tetsuo Bullet Man. Maybe I should. Killing. Maybe I should watch this new film. I don't know. I think he's very interesting. That's what I'll say. Well, have you got some recommendations? But yeah, I've seen the Iron Mans. The cat was the biggest secret. Her biggest secret is that she's probably threw up somewhere in Dallas. Oh, I didn't read her any of the comments, guys. I'm sorry. She's blind. She can't really see very too well, so she probably isn't going to answer any of them. Miss Cat, how do you manage around the home freely without getting missing? Well, my cat doesn't go very far. She doesn't really leave like the small area of our probably like a couple back gardens and so like the couple back gardens out there and the house. She doesn't go very far at all. Nowadays, she's quite old. I mean, she'll go anywhere in the house, but she's not hard to find. I wish our cat could wander freely and... Wait. Derby, do you live in a mansion? What is this bougie stuff? I joke, I joke. Do you actually live in a mansion? Jeez, I didn't know that. It's wild. That's pretty big. Yeah, the eerie sound is yeah, Ava. The eerie sound is something else, especially from Colin's thing. Like there's I don't know how, I know there's like a lot of people will say that about his music. That there's definitely a specific feel to the way he makes music. And there is definitely, I mean, that's probably why he's done soundtracks for like Hereditary and such. But he's also worked on like commercial stuff from like Tom Waits, Bon Iver. How do you say it? Is it Bon Iver? Bon Iver? Bon Iver? Bon Iver, isn't it? He's worked on with Arcade Fire, Tom Waits, Bon Iver, and a bunch of other like pretty high up there musicians. He was like a good session musician for a time before he went into solo stuff. Yeah, P.T. Hills. How's it going, Lydon? Is there a highly regarded anime that you don't really like? All of them. I hate anime. I've been lying to everyone. I don't like any anime. Anime is dead. I don't. None of it. I don't even like looking at cartoons. Drawn things, I hate them. Don't know why I draw them all day. It's a paradox. Killing was good, was it? Oh, okay. Maybe I'll check out Killing. Gabe, I think you want to be careful there because I don't actually think Arno left Nadia per se, like fully. I'm pretty sure he finished it, but there is like a clump of episodes in the middle where I don't think he directed them. I'm pretty sure he finished the show though, but I'll have to double check that. I think there was yeah. The story, well, the rumors I hear is that it was supposed to be this long, and then it became longer, and then he left for like 9 episodes or something, and then came back to finish. Uh, something about depression and all this other stuff. I'm going to look into it more because the thing with Arno is there's like 1,000 different rumors that run around, and I don't want to be like spreading them because I haven't checked it properly myself. Miyazaki was involved in the original idea for Nausicaa. Not Nausicaa, sorry, Nadia. He was involved in the original idea for Nadia, but not the actual production. I don't think he did anything for the actual television show. Well, our cat is 2 years old and she's a bit of a menace. Yeah, mine's a bit of a menace too in different ways. Now I want to bring her in my room. What I want to bring her in my. I don't know. Does your cat just destroy things or something? Mine is kind of chill when she's calmed down. You know, but she fell off the. God, I wonder where she went. God damn it. I'll check up on the cat in a bit. I'm sure she's fine. She probably just went to sleep on her bed or something. She was having a real moment there. Also, a lot of things about Gainax had projects after came from it. What? Ava Shinji literally. Well, I mean, Gabe. Yeah, yeah. In design, Shinji looks like Nadia. Like they're like the same sort of outlet. Like it's kind of funny. You know, they're very close design wise, but I don't know necessarily if that was like hugely intentional or not. You'd have to ask the character designer. I think to some degree maybe. But you know, there's a lot of recurring sort of designs. I often feel like he's my familiar. Who? What are you talking about, Gil? But where were we? Sorry, I'm getting lost. What, like Shinji? Hi from Italy. Love your videos. Have a nice day. Okay. Thanks, Cost. God. Cost? Thank you very much for the nice comments. Oh, sorry, Gil. I don't. I don't. I don't see. I do not see the cat one, but YouTube's been messing around with me today. I tried to share in the chat a link to Twitter or Patreon, and it wouldn't share both of them. I can't see any like pulled back. I can't see any like hidden ones unless I just missed something, did I? So yeah, I don't know if maybe if YouTube is messing with me and your post. Sorry about that. God damn it. Big YouTube doesn't want to hear these cat posts. YouTube is against it. I don't know if you missed the whole episode where my cat came in and she ran around and attacked my pen and then fell off the bed and ran out of the room. But she did that for a bit. She'll probably be back. Oh, your cat is very rude. Nice. That's pretty epic. Yeah, cats can be that way sometimes. Honestly, Squeak is mostly well behaved, but like she's also very loud and like can get a bit difficult at times because of how needy she is. She was like abandoned before we got her, and like she has like I guess even to this day she still has like major abandonment issues. So like yeah, she's always like screaming and when she can't see people or when there's not people around. She very much likes having company around most of the time, especially now she's old. Like there was a time when she was younger where maybe she'd just go off and sleep and be okay, but like yeah, nowadays she like really needs to be around somebody at like all times. Mostly like as long as she's like still in the same room. Oh, do I need to turn up my volume? How's that? Wait a minute, let me check on. Oh, okay. 1 1 1 2. Oh fuck. Let me. It does look a little quiet on my side. Maybe I need to do some adjusting. Did I knock something on the way here? How's this? Is that better? I turned it up a bit. Maybe my audio was a bit lower than usual. Let me up there. How's this? I might be talking quieter too, maybe. Oh, there's Kat. She's back. Yeah, I just turned it up a bit. You back? Are you going to apologize for stealing my pen? Come on. Come up. Come on. Come on. You know what to do. You coming up? You coming up? You feeling less crazy? You coming up? What is that? What is that little pathetic meow? There we go. There we go. I don't have the pen anymore because you knocked it off, so I'm not messing around with you. Alright. Chill out, okay? Chill out. Don't attack your own tail again. If it's quiet, guys, if the audio's too quiet, you can send me you can message about it. I didn't see anyone mention it in the chat, but I hope it's better now. Yeah, D, I saw there was a documentary about the rebuilds for sure. I have it on file somewhere, and someone I know is it Arno Cinema like translated it recently, if I remember right. So I should probably find their subtitle file and take it away. But yeah, I should have a look into that at some point. Yeah, I think it came out after, though. It was probably produced during. Right. Cat. Right, you in camera? What are you doing? There we go. This has been the cat stream today. We've spent most of the time with Cat. How are you feeling, Cat? You look like you've oh, hey, what was that? What is this? I thought you were in a good mood, and now you're all. What? You don't want me to touch? No? Or are you still in a playful mood? Well, if I was like. Oh. 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 Ha. Alright, don't knock this one on the bed, alright? Alright, that's enough. Alright, there you go. That's what you get, Cat. Anyway, where were we? Pat that one. A lot of anime series are being crowdfunded these days. Oh, what are my thoughts? Well, I mean, crowdfunding goes back a little bit, like a fair bit. I think My Miracle was might have been I think My Miracle and what's it called? In the Place Between This World or whatever. The one he made afterwards, Katabuchi. Like I think Katabuti. Katabuchi's last Katabuchi's last two films, I think they were crowdfunded, both of them. So they were like pretty lo-fi, though I suppose both of them had like people behind them too, with Mariama, since one's at Madhouse and one's at Mappa. So they did have that, but I do believe some of the funding was allocated that way. That's how they got some of it together originally. And then in the Corner of the World, I think it's called, they made an extended cut for that recently, a couple years. I wonder if you can get it now. Like they added in like 40 more minutes of footage or something, which is it's an interesting choice, but maybe that was their original intention. They just didn't have the money to do it back then. In the Corner of the World, there you go. Katabuti, yeah, there you go. That's what I'll give the title. I mean, with crowdfunding anything, there's always a bit of a worry between one, if the people behind it know how to do a production, and two, if it will ever get made or free. Usually, people run out of money. It's, there's always going to be some limits to what crowdfunding can do on that one. Though I think a lot of that has to do with team structure. I'm not against crowdfunding though. I think it's fine. It's just another way of doing something, and if you can't get it the regular way, then it can be a good alternative. I think the issue with it, the way I see it, is usually about snake oil salesmen. And I mainly see this in the video games like sphere, but like a lot of those indie throwback titles that were made really didn't work out very well for like the majority of them. Some have done very well. I mean, Hat in Time was that way, and Shovel Knight, of course, and Bloodstained seemed to work a lot better than the other two. But you know, Mighty Number Nine and Shenmue 3 were both not very well received by their audiences, and then Capcom comes along and just makes Mega Man anyway. But yeah, some of that is like behind the scenes stuff, and I don't know. I'm wary of such things, but I say, for example, like my example of like crowdfunding animation that I would like to see is with the guy behind Puparia. I think that's how you say Puparia, Puparia. Yeah, like the short he made on his own. I feel if he was to get some crowdfunding behind him, if that be through funding that way, like an Indiegogo or Kickstarter, or even if it's like Patreon or something, if he was able to get like a backing behind it, he would have the ability to get better resources that would save him time in the long run, and maybe, just maybe, hire some assistants, and then just go wild. Like he would be able to do it without much care in the world, and he'd get the money. Like, I don't think there would be no issue there. I'd like to see that kind of production funded, more so than like a full 24 episode anime or movie. I guess it's, to me, it's why crowdfunding is usually a question I'd like to ask. Because if the reason you're going for crowdfunding is because people who give money out to your productions think that you are not going to do what you're going to do, or that you're a bad investment because you're unreliable, that's a problem. But like if the reason is because no one would fund such a project, then yeah, go for it. Why not? I mean, sometimes a lot of these Kickstarter things, realistically, the money they get from that isn't enough, and they will use that as a starting point to then find other investors to build on top, which then has its own issues. But yeah, I don't know. Pros and cons. Pros and cons. How's it going, Cypher? Greetings from Poland. How's it going in Poland? Yeah, Rio Fukui. I haven't heard much from Miss Fukui in some time, unfortunately. Maybe I should send her an email or something. I'm a little bit worried because, you know, COVID hit Japan pretty badly, but she's from Sapporo, and I think that was less affected by it. I just hope they're still, like, grooving on. I don't want to... This is the reason I haven't really emailed them, because I'm kind of afraid that if I email them, I'll find out something horrible. That, yeah, something went terribly wrong, and I don't know. I'm really scared. But I haven't sent them a message in a while. Last time I would talk to Miss Fukui was during the beginning of COVID, and she sent some emails to me asking if I was okay. She'd probably heard on the news that England was hit really bad by like the first wave. So yeah, she was just being very sweet. And I told her at that time that I had kind of started working like at home, so like I wasn't like in any position to worry too much about it. But yeah, I really appreciate that she was looking out for me. It's kind of sad because I'd said at some point I'd love to go over and go to their club and everything, but you know, with the COVID situation, it's just not looking like it's going to happen in any time near the future. But yeah, I feel like I have to pay my dues and go see them at some point. Sorry, I think I missed something earlier. Did I miss anything new for you outside of the anime world? Um, I mean, it's mostly working on videos. A lot of the other stuff is just being like, I bought a new stand. See this new fancy stand I have for this camera. It's actually up much higher than usual because I wanted to see how the camera would work if I had up the camera like full. Mostly, I think it's mostly fully extended. It might be a little bit further it can go, but and then point it down a bit. And I wanted to see how that would work, and I think it's going alright. I could probably have it lower, but yeah, I like this new stand. Um, I've been watching The Sopranos. That's been my like thing I do in the morning or before I go to bed. Though the episodes are really long, so it feels like a bit like a commitment to me. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. That's really the only major difference. Outside of that, I've just been working on these videos, and I got vaccinated recently. I'm hoping to go see friends at some point, but we're basically falling into a third wave in England now, which is just like, oh, Jesus Christ. kind of wanted to, have a moment of like normalcy, but I don't know. He's vaccinated and I'm vaccinated, so I may go still see him at some point. But yeah, things are getting probably stricter again. I'm hoping to get my second jab at some point. But yeah, it's not much wildly out there. I don't live the most interesting of lives. I'm usually, spending my days trying to get these videos done. I'm doing a very poor job at it. That's how it goes. But you do a little bit every day. That's what you try and do. YouTube nuked links posting in any comment section. What, even from me, the person doing the stream? That's kind of annoying. I don't like that. Any anime tunes that get stuck in your head? I'm trying to think. Probably. I mean, there's a lot of really catchy ones out there. I'm trying to think if there's anything off the top of my head that I've been listening to recently. I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of just like anime music on its own, I guess. The last soundtrack I've been listening to is stuff for like this video. I think Queensblade actually has a really good soundtrack. Like the variety of like big orchestral pieces are like, I think they really go for it. Its main theme as well. I really like the sting for it. I don't know, it just sounds so grand. I wonder if there's anything else. The only other soundtracks for anime I've listened to recently is Yasuke. And I didn't watch Yasuke, but I just listened to it because it was Flying Lotus, and I like his stuff. But I thought the soundtrack sounded really good, that I heard. I have no idea how it works in the show, but I really like the soundtrack I heard. Yeah, how's it going, Cypher? Alright, I probably can't go too much longer now because I need to go make some dinner, and then I need to keep editing. Oh, what are you doing, cat? So yeah, I'll probably wrap it up in about 5 or 10, so I can go make some dinner. Anyway, I hope we've been going for like 2 hours now. But yeah, I probably won't do it well. I don't think we're going to do much drawing today, because I need to focus on editing, so I don't want to do my wristing too much. What am I making for dinner? Probably like veggie burgers or something. Nothing too wild. Keiichi Hara is one of my favorite directors, but he never gets, nor does he do work. Wait, sorry, I'm trying to read this. People don't talk about his films. His last film aside, they're really great. Kenichi Hara. Sorry, I know this guy, but I'm trying to figure out. Like, it says I've been to his page before. What has he done? Has he done something I've been working? He's Shin-chan, so he did a lot of Shin-chan. He's like a director of all the. What's that studio? Is it Shinny A? Or what's it called? The studio that works on these ones. Dorime and Shin-chan. I mean, he seems like he's done a lot of Shin-chan and Doraemon. Oh, and Colourful. Yeah, he did a couple last. Oh yeah, Miss Hokusei. Seems like he worked on Shin-chan forever, and then from 2007 did a couple films. Wait, has he made anything recently? He's not. Oh, okay. He's still going, I guess. He's like 61. I didn't see Birthday Wonderland. I think I'd heard about this one. I didn't see it though, so I don't know much about it. I know Colourful is quite a popular film. Doesn't really seem to be much about those films. Well, I mean, best of luck to him, I guess. I need to get rid of some of these tabs. I always get so many of them. Shin Gojira A. Yeah, that's the film I want to see. We've seen Shin Gojira, now let's see Shin Gojira A. Ah, I thought someone would bring that up, Gil. Colorful TV show. Yeah, I've heard that's really cool. Isn't that from God, who directed that? Was that the guy who did Lane, was it? Was it him who did Colorful the TV show? It's pretty wacky from what I remember. Colorful anime. Okay, you're going again. Okay. TV anime. Yeah, triangle staff. I'm guessing it has to be. Yeah. Ryotaro Nakamura, right? Yeah. Yeah. Big Cat Adventures, Legend of Christina, Serial Experiments Lane, Sakura Wars. I guess that's based on the video games. Kino's Journey, The Kino, Wreck, Ghost Hound, etc., etc. Actually, I'm really looking forward to Despera. I think that sounds really cool. Again, it's a project that's been suspended. Wait, has there been an update on this? Did they stop it? Oh dear. March 23rd, they said the anime Despera was 80% funded and the core staff have done a considerable amount of work. Production was halted in 2020 because of the pandemic, but it resumed development. He also mentioned that there won't be announcements in 2021 and stated that Abe and him were working on this for over 18 years. Again, I love me some production hell 18-year anime stories. I think that stuff is always cool. Not for the people working on it. It's usually hell, but I am fascinated by this stuff. I really need to pick up the light novel. Yeah, I think that would be a cool topic. I mean, I don't know. I'd probably do a Nakamura like month or something and just talk about a bunch of them. Yeah, Lane. Yeah. I should have looked at you, Gil. You gave me all the answers before I could find them. How's it going? How am I doing? I'm doing okay, but I need to leave in a second to make some dinner. So what is it? It is 9:41 p.m. over here. So what? I'll go until 45 and a quarter to. We got 4 minutes, and I'll wrap it all up. So what I'll have to do now, let's do some housekeeping for a second. So if YouTube has nuked all links or has thought about doing it or something. Oh fuck yeah, Gil. Yeah, totally. You should totally do Nakamura month with me. Absolutely, do it. Though I will say, this is all pie in the sky thinking. I love the idea of doing it. I have no idea when though. But yeah, if you want to work on it, absolutely. I would probably have to wait until Despera comes out. That would be the best time to do it. Because I bought Kino's Journey, and I was like, that could be a cool video. I want to make a video called Kino's Journey is Kino. Just for the title alone. But I don't know, like, I will have to, I'm worried about, like, I can't see me doing more than 4 videos in a month, and the month would be, like, abstract. But I don't know, I'd have to do a lot of prep beforehand. I have to make sure I get it all ready for that time period. I don't know, months, it will become a 3-month block. But yeah. I'd love to do those videos at some point, but I have no idea what that timeline would be like. We'll see. But yeah, you should absolutely work with me on it. If it gets done, whenever that would be, I have no idea. This is, again, out of... Oh, God damn it. It's too abstract. I don't know when, but yeah, sure, anytime. What's Nakamura month? I guess it would be a month of video... Well, a month. It would be a period of time where, ideally a month, where I suppose I'd release a couple videos on prior Nakamura anime. And likely I won't get enough done in time, so I'll get like a video or 2 done in the period, and then it will just bleed into another month or 2 after. But yeah, it depends how proficient I am or how much prep I do. But you know, probably talk about the big ones, so like Serial Experiments Lane, Kino's Journey, maybe Ghost Hound, I don't know, Ghost Hound's pretty cool. And then Despera at some point. Those are the 4 I think could be cool, but maybe there's more, I don't know. I'll have to talk to people and see. But yeah, definitely at least a couple of them. But yeah, alright, I'm going to have to wrap it all up, everyone. MC, I recently watched your Metropolis video. Loved it. Can't wait to watch more. I only made that video in 7 days, so hopefully every other video I've made is more together than that. But I'm glad you liked it. Check out Pause and Select's video Metropolis. I mentioned it in the video if you haven't already. That was a big influence on me when I was making my video, definitely. I don't remember if I even liked that Metropolis video. I haven't seen it since I put it out, but I spent an extra week on it because I wanted it to come together. What I remember about doing the Metropolis video is that God, I remember that I wrote a bunch of notes over like 8 pages, and they were an absolute mess. I just wrote down all my notes, and there was just no rhyme or reason to them. And I just like recorded it in next to my microphone. I recorded it all, and I must have spent so long trying to like organize it because it was just like rambling lunatic stuff, and I had to like move it all around and make it make sense and structure. I think in the end it got quite long as well. I think that video is like 18 minutes long or something. But yeah, Metropolis is a great film. The anime version, though I also do like the original, though I haven't ever seen the fully completed Blu-ray version. I meant to buy it many years ago because they released like a nice fancy version of Metropolis that had like the extra archives put in, but I never got it. Anyway, it is now 1:45, so let me do my housekeeping. So you can follow me on Twitter at the bottom. Apparently I can't link stuff because YouTube gets funny about that. I don't know, probably someone abusing the system, but I want to abuse the system. So follow me on Twitter, I guess, for updates and other stuff. The archives for Patreon, the archives for streams go on Patreon through my playlist on that. We are making a video on ARMS, which was a Patreon request video. I do those sometimes, not usually on topics like that, but I made a weird exception. But I will learn to regret later, I'm sure. But if an idea is interesting, sometimes I'll pick it up. But yeah, currently 3 parts of my latest video are completed, pretty much 100%. Those are available on Patreon. That's 45 minutes of the video. I'm currently working on the last 22 minutes of the video. I'm hoping it's not going to be ball ache, but it feels like it's going to be a ball ache. I'm hoping it gets better with time, and it all comes together, and people like the video. I'm really fucking tired of it. I shouldn't be saying that before it even comes out. Oh my god. But yeah, dinner. I don't know, I'll probably make some veggie burgers and some other stuff. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. This has been my weekly update stream, or my weekly stream as I do. Hopefully you had a good time, I guess. And I will see you in the next one, which will probably be next Sunday, unless something happens beforehand. So yeah, thanks for your time, and I'll say goodbye. I'll just wait for everyone to catch up in the chat. I should have put the oven on earlier, to be honest. If I'd put the oven on earlier, I might have had dinner ready by now, instead of like coming out of the stream to then have to make it because it's late. But yeah, I will see everyone next time. But Cat's not here to say goodbye. Gosh damn, but yeah, alright, see everyone. I'm gonna press that. Bye bye. Bye bye. There we go.